What is up, everybody on the internet and in the world? This is Hunter, aka Crypto Diesel, and I am coming to give my final bit of content before the new year starts. And I don't have a super well-defined sort of guideline of things I wanted to talk about. I really just kind of wanted to give my last takes on the year, to give a little bit of perspective on where I think 2018 will be headed for us. Maybe a little bit on, what I plan on doing in 2018, and then just giving you guys a nice sign off, because it was a wild ride so far, and I'm actually coming in on the last, 2 months of it. But I am all the more happy that I'm in on it, because every person that I talk to that asks about it or wants to know about it, I like being a source of information for people, for my friends and family, for anybody that is willing to listen. And so just to give a brief recap on CoinMarketCap right now, it's December 26th at about 7 p.m. on as I'm recording this, and everything's generally a little bit upward. Bitcoin is up like 15%, and there's only a little bit of red on some of these altcoins, and most of the red is in the 1-digit range. The rest is green. Ripple, all the big dogs, they're feeling pretty decent today, but I think actually Bitcoin had the biggest surge, so that's kind of reassuring. It feels a little good, because we have had about a week where it was floundering around, and, any positive upward trend we'll take. So aside from the overall market recap, I wanted to just kind of document where I'm at and what I see going on in the next 12 months. I think I'll probably look back now and think it's so cute. All of the things that I'm going to say are going to happen, because none of us know. It's going to be a incredibly dynamic year for cryptocurrencies, for blockchain, for all of this whole realm of subject matter. And I just want to go ahead and put my 2 cents in and tell everybody where I'm at. So I think first I just wanted to say, at the Christmases, my parents are separated. They're now married to different people now, so we go and we celebrate Christmas with both of them. Both of those Christmases we talked about Bitcoin. And, I was only pushing as much as, the general audience was willing to listen to, because it can get exhausting, man. Even for me, even somebody that's super passionate about it, it gets a little exhausting, either explaining it or trying to have people understand it, or even just the subject matter in general. No one wants to talk about the same thing over and over again. But it did get brought up. Everyone is asking about it. Everyone wants to know about it. And the fact that I have done research and I've let my family know that it's something that I'm kind of passionate about, there's a lot of questions, a lot of excitement, a lot of, they think it's very risky, right? I think that you're going to be hard pressed to find, parents that are supportive of their kids' cryptocurrency endeavors, and for good reason. It is as unproven as anything that has ever existed, right? It is a huge market cap, but if I was a parent, I'd probably be pretty worried too. If I had a kid that did not know what he was getting into and just throwing money at it, I'd feel the same way. But I'm coming from a different perspective, where I think, I did enough upfront research where I don't think that it's just some big dumb bubble of speculation that, it doesn't actually have any real value. I do believe in the value. So it's just fun to see people talking about it. I'm wondering how many Christmas Eve dinners and Christmas mornings across the world included the conversation around Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I just think that that's an incredible thing to think about. I also know that 2018 should be a year where a lot of the sort of roadmaps reach some big turning points and pivot points for some of these cryptocurrencies. There are going to be partnerships announced left and right. For instance, Ripple will be getting its real kind of big testing of the XRP coin, and all of the kind of alliances that Ripple has been setting up for the past year or two. I think, 2018 will be a year to see like, okay, so these are going live. They're really going to start doing this. They're really going to start seeing the value creation behind it and why it's important, and it will be disruptive. I think you'll also, my prediction is that one of the major tech firms or tech corporations, whether it be Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Google, maybe more than one, I think one of them will become friendly and adopt into their business model a cryptocurrency. I don't know what cryptocurrency. I don't know which one of them would do it. But I think it's starting to, the question is starting to be asked so much that it'll even just be a first mover advantage, right? If you're the coolest corporation that starts accepting Litecoin and Ethereum and stuff, if you're a first mover in that department, then you're opening yourself up to a whole new set of customers that has a newfound loyalty for you because you're accepting their passions and you're enabling a trustless, decentralized future, right? So I think that there will be I'm hoping that there will be a lot of adoption from an institutional standpoint and from a major business standpoint. I think there's a lot of speculation around mass adoption in, everyday people. I still don't think that there is good enough user interface. I think that there's such a learning curve and people don't know enough about it. It's not established enough. It's not easy enough for people to get on board with this stuff and really feel okay and secure about it without spending a F ton of time trying to research it. And maybe even if they research it, they still might not even understand it. So I think 2018 might not be the year for mass adoption from a consumer standpoint, from a person-by-person standpoint. I think it might be a year where you transition from kind of like the early innovators to the early adopters, right? Like you'll have a new class, as long as things don't just hit the floor and everything just is in a bear market and no one's interested anymore. You'll start having, a fresh new group of people that are like, okay, I get it. 2018 is a new year. It's going to skyrocket, right? So if you do have that sort of exodus of people from fiat to cryptocurrencies, then 2018 would be a big year. But I don't want to make any specific coin predictions. It's not even worth it. It really isn't. It's not even worth it to try and say, well, Ethereum's going to have a breakout year in 2018, because it might not. 2018 might be the year that Ethereum dies, I'm not saying it will. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. These are not financial advice. Just my thoughts and opinions. I don't even think it's worth speculating on singular coins. I think the only thing worth speculating is Bitcoin. And I think that as people come in, they're going to start learning that Bitcoin's not as, it is revolutionary, but it's not super modern and sleek, right? Big fat transaction fees and slow confirmation times, and mining is just so inefficient from an energy standpoint. And I think people are going to start kind of becoming accustomed to understanding what that actually means. And maybe 2018 is the year where Bitcoin's dominance starts to slip and some of these altcoins kind of grab at that market share a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of what I see for 2018. I think it'll be a big year for, implementing blockchain and cryptocurrency enabled solutions into normal businesses and corporations and just everyday life. I'm hoping that that's the case. At worst, it's a bear market where everything drops to a tenth of the value. And if that happens, I'm still going to hold. I'm not going to just sell off all my stuff. I'm just going to hold everything because I believe it'll come back. And so I'm hoping it doesn't, but hey, we'll see. My plan for 2018 is I want to put out content that is, allows people an easier transition if they are interested in this space. I would like to be a go-to guy to try and learn what blockchain is, or learn what mining is, or learn what Bitcoin is, or any of the other things, any of the questions that I think newfound people that have a newfound interest in this space, you know, I would love to be a go-to guy. Like, listen to this guy because he makes it really easy and he doesn't leave anything out. It's very much involved with the security of your assets. He's not just so bullish and so optimistic that you know it's BS, but he's also not just thinking that it's a big Ponzi scheme like half of the people, or probably like 90% of the people in the world think it is. They think cryptocurrency is just a big bubble and that there's not any actual intrinsic value. I would argue intrinsic value all day. Maybe not with a discounted cash flow model, but there are other fundamentals that you could use to actually understand the valuation of a cryptocurrency. And so I just want to be able to help people bridge that knowledge gap. And there is a very high learning curve in this space. And if I can push people upward to be able to be empowered with more knowledge so that they're making the most safe and secure and best decisions that they possibly can make, that would make me feel really happy. And then other than that, I think I'm going to try and maybe do a podcast for it. I was talking to a buddy and he was like, you should try and do a podcast. So maybe I'll do like a 20 or 30 minute podcast, you know, crypto diesel, whatever. I don't know what the name of it would be, but I think those are things I'll be figuring out in the next few weeks. And, that's kind of all I have to do, or all I have to say. For until the new year, I won't be coming back. I'm actually going to be having a trip to Japan. But all of you that are interested in this space, I'm going to leave a couple things in the link. But I'm going to leave some links below in the description, and it will talk about. It will address what resources that I have used to learn about mining, to learn about like wallets and securing your funds, and just really just the sources that I use to feel as though I'm up to date and I actually know what I'm talking about a little bit, right? Just a little bit. I don't know everything. I don't think I'm even going to ever come close to knowing as much as people like Andreas Antonopoulos and you know, there's just so much good content out there on YouTube and already some great personalities. And so I'm just going to leave some links in the description as to who I follow and what sort of information I get from those followings. But other than that, just do your homework. Make sure you know what you're investing in. I think that we are not late to the game. We are early in the game. There is still so much risk. There's still so much lack of an understanding. Most people don't understand what this stuff is. And so if you think that we're late to the game, you're going to be laughing in a couple of years, or maybe even 5 or 10 years, at how silly that thought seemed. So do your homework, guys. And yeah, I guess I'm going to sign off. I will be back in 2018. I will try to put out YouTube videos. I'll try and put out a podcast. And if not, I'll update you on what the general plan is. But I hope that everybody has a great rest of their year. Everybody stays safe. Everyone buys low and sells high. And I hope everyone can hodl onward and upward. And just have a great new year and a great start to your 2018 year. So, signing off, Crypto Diesel. See you later, everybody.